P1 Powerboating had a stand at the Earls Court Boat Show, and we took the opportunity to speak with their new Sales and Marketing Director, Robert Wicks, about rumours that P1 may pull their British Grand Prix out of Cowes.
Robert, you've just recently joined Powerboat P1 as Sales and Marketing Director. Tell me, what sort of challenge lies ahead of you?
I think P1 has a tremendous future, and I certainly wouldn't have left 15 years in the motorcycle industry if I didn't think there was a great future. The marine industry, particularly from a racing point of view, is very underexploited and underdeveloped, and we see the future both from a commercial perspective, but also fundamentally from the point of view of building the sport and taking it to the next level. P1 has been around for 5 years and is really on the cusp of breaking through to the next level as one of the most exciting sports and entertainment platforms around.
So how many venues are you going to have for next season?
We're going to move forward from 6 venues in 2007 to 8 venues in 2008, and we want to really show some progression going forward, and I think a further 2 events is right. We could probably sign deals with a further 4 or 5 events, or venues rather, but the reality is we've got to take the teams with us. It's fundamentally important that we don't grow too quickly, because there'll be teams that won't be able to grow at the same pace. So we're conscious of that, and I think 8 events is about right for the series in terms of where it is now.
And what about the teams? Are we going to see more growth in the numbers of teams?
Absolutely. We had in 2007 obviously a lot of interest out of the United States with 2 teams. I've been on a road show there in the last couple of weeks looking at potential teams who are interested in joining us in 2008, and the interest in P1 is exceptional. Obviously our core base is Europe, and certainly in the Italian market there's a lot of interest ongoing, certainly out of the UK and a couple of other territories. Belgium, Portugal, Spain and France are very, very interesting. They like the P1 formula, they like what we bring to the table, and yes, I think we'd see at least 24 teams in 2008, which again is probably something of the order of about 25% growth in teams.
Very exciting. Now you mentioned the UK there, and of course Cowes has been the home to P1 for the last 3 years. And obviously all the teams love coming to the Solent, but we hear rumours that Cowes may not be the venue in the UK for next year. There's
certainly been a lot of press coverage around that, and I've been working on that particular issue this week, in fact, and talking to people from the Isle of Wight Council. The reality is that Cowes is an event with huge amounts of heritage. It's one of the most eagerly anticipated events on the P1 calendar, and we love it. We enjoy coming to it. It's logistically challenging, I'll be quite frank, it is challenging. And the single biggest issue that we've got is it's probably our most expensive event. Yeah. Any one of the venues that we could potentially go to in the UK face a similar situation in terms of funding. There are so many destinations and venues in Europe who are looking to attract international events of P1 stature and nature that we could probably sign deals with 10 or 12 of them tomorrow. The reality is the boat industry in the UK is fundamentally important to us. A number of UK teams are here. P1 is a UK based business, certainly out of London, and so a UK event to us is very, very important. But somehow we need to bridge the gap between what is currently contributed by the council and local sponsorship and where it is now in terms of costs for us to run and stage an event of this sort of nature. And that gulf is that gulf is what needs to be bridged. Right. And therein lies the challenge. I'm the first to say that I think P1 could make a considerable contribution in terms of our sponsorship revenue, which at this point in time hasn't been overexploited. But that said, I think the council, the local tourism authority and even local government have got to look at where they're at and see what sort of contribution they can do. We know full well that a P1 event, no matter where we are in the world, tends to inject somewhere of the order of about £2.5 million to a local economy. And so there are benefits to the local economy, be that taxis, restaurants, hotels, and we'd like to really see some of that coming back into P1 to help us develop and grow the series.
And when will you be making a decision?
We have to provide a provisional calendar by the middle of December. I'm meeting with the council next week to progress our discussions, which have gone on this week, and we'd hope to, like to think we'd find a middle ground really in the next couple of weeks. That's really our time frame.
Well, Cowes is the international home of powerboat racing, and we'd hate to lose you, so we look forward to successful negotiations and welcoming you back next year.
We'd very much like to be there. As I've said, P1 has a London base with a number of teams. The industry is of a significant size in the UK, and it's one less aeroplane for us to have to get on and all fly away to another foreign event. So we'd love to be at Cowes. We do get a good level of support, but we need really to try and grow that and get it to a level that makes the event sustainable.